All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you again so much for being here. I'd like to call to order the July 25th regular school board meeting at 5:30 p.m. I actually have the invocation and pledge this evening. Each of the school board members, for those of you who don't normally attend our meetings, we each take turns and often have a student that joins us to provide an invocation and lead everyone in the pledge. And so tonight is my turn in the rotation. There are so many members of the sheriff's office family here tonight, and I want to acknowledge the tremendous loss that former Sheriff Esslinger and his family experienced this last week. And so before I share the remarks that I prepared, I would just like everyone to pause for a moment of silence and remembering Gage Todd, and to keep the Todd and Esslinger families in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you. All right. It's also the beginning of school. This is our last board meeting before school starts. So we're very excited. And I found a prayer on graceformoms.com that I think speaks to all of us as we start to think about preparing to go back to school. And these were in my hand for a reason. Dear God, thank you for our amazing teachers who have given their lives to serve our children. As they prepare for the new year, fill them with strength to lead, grace to guide, and hope to thrive in their classrooms. Bless them beyond measure for their willingness to pour into the next generation through education. Thank you for the gift of education in every form. As our children prepare to start a new year, may confidence be their foundation, may grace be their guide, and may hope be their compass toward a bright future. I pray they would have eyes to see the needs of those around them and a heart to love well. May they face each day with positivity, knowing that no matter what comes their way, they do not have to face it alone. Amen. Thank you. Would you all please stand and join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So tonight, again, we have all of our school board members present, except for Mr. Bauer, Dr. Griffin, Ms. Beeman, and our school board clerk, Ms. Moramus. We do have several folks here tonight joining us. I have cards from Melissa Pugh from the Seminole County Council PTA. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Polly DeLucia, also from the Seminole County Council PTA, thank you. And she endured our legislative work session this afternoon, so you get extra stars because that was a long, tedious conversation. And Sean Essler, thank you for being here from the Business Advisory Board. Where are you? Oh, hiding in the corner. Thank you all so much for all that you do for our students. We appreciate you. All right, Superintendent, do you have any agenda modifications?
Just one, Madam Chair. The addendum for good cause is marked on an electronic agenda by a green flag named addendum item.
All right. Board members, do you have anything to pull, any modifications? Tonight we start with Mrs. Almond.
No modifications, thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Sanchez?
No modifications, thank you.
And Mrs. Calderon?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
And I don't have anything either. I think all of our questions were answered ahead of time. All right. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda outline?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. All right. Thank you. We have some awards and presentations.
Yes, we do. Sit down.
In on me, huh? Gotcha, Mom. School board members, superintendent, distinguished guests, we'd like to take this opportunity to recognize School Resource Deputy Joanne Jackson as a School Resource Deputy of the Year. Deputy Jackson joined the Seminole County Sheriff's Office in February 2007. She began her career working patrol in the South Region, transferred to the position of School Resource Deputy in 2014. Deputy Jackson was previously assigned to the Bear Lake Elementary and currently serves as School Resource Deputy at Sable Point Elementary. Since becoming an SRD, Deputy Jackson has also been involved in the PAL Venturing Program, served as a coordinator from 2015 to 2016. Deputy Jackson has been an integral part of the division, always assisting with special projects and offering suggestions to better the division. During this most recent school year, Deputy Jackson made a proposal for a special award for the 5th grade student who best represents the qualities and behaviors promoted through this Focus on Safety program. These students are now awarded a special medal during the 5th grade graduation ceremony to honor their accomplishments. Deputy Jackson was also key in developing the sexting citation and training program, which will be deploying shortly throughout the county. Deputy Jackson also is recognized in combating truancy in the elementary level. She has helped facilitate a pilot program with the transitional specialist and truancy coordinator to identify and address issues facing the top 50 students in the county that as it relates to truancy. All these projects are in addition to the commitment she makes to the safety and security of the students of Sable Point Elementary every day. The administration, teachers, and students all praise her terrific work ethic and praise energy that she brings to the school. During the second quarter, her peers voted Deputy Jackson as School Resource Deputy of the Quarter. Deputy Jackson also received the Hugh Thomas Award and the Louis Mendez Award for Excellence this past May in recognition for all of her accomplishments this year. I believe Principal Dr. Langdon and Joanne's spouse, Allison, daughter, Emerson, are here tonight to celebrate Jackson's recognition. This is the first time we've recognized an SRD of the year. Please join me in congratulating Deputy Jackson on this wonderful accomplishment. It's noteworthy to mention that she was expected to present a topic to the school board tonight. We have a few items for her. We have a plaque for her, which she has, some flowers and a nice gift card from the supervisors.
Board members, I'd like to introduce you to our newest assistant principal for Longwood Elementary School. This is Lee Jones. Lee has 2 associate degrees from the Community College of the Air Force in Maintenance, Production Management, and Instructor of Technology and Military Science. She's going to whip everybody into shape. She has a bachelor's degree in education from the University of West Georgia and 2 master's degrees from the American College of Education in curriculum and instruction and educational leadership. She's joining Mr. Emmons at Longwood Elementary. And with her tonight is her husband, Mr. David Jones, and also her former principal, Ms. Jose. Congratulations, Lee. We welcome you and we're excited to work with you.
Good evening. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our newest AP over at Hopper Center. I'd like to introduce Grace Russo. Grace started her career at Millennium Middle School, where she taught ESE and American Sign Language. She also coached track and cross country and was the PLC leader and MTSS coordinator. In 2014, Grace moved to Journeys, where she has been a SAM for the last 3 years. She is accompanied here this evening by her former principal, Kenny Bevan. I also would like to introduce the newest assistant principal over at Endeavor, Justin Armstrong. Justin started his career in 2011 as a social studies teacher at Tuscaloosa Middle School. His leadership on the MTSS and RTI team set him apart from his peers. Mr. Armstrong moved to Colonial High School as their dean in 2015. I would like to introduce his wife, Kat, please stand. Norma Ruiz, please stand. Mother-in-law, and also his current principal, Paul Harshman.
Board members, I'd like to introduce the new director of our Kids Zone and Beyond program, formerly known as Extended Day, Dr. Camille Shepard. Dr. Shepard is currently serving as the coordinator of the Kids Zone and Beyond program, formerly known as Extended Day. She has been with our Extended Day program for over 6 years. She oversees programs in 36 elementary schools and 3 middle schools. Dr. Shepard, prior to her time with Seminole County, served in the Air Force and the private sector for 10 years. Here with her tonight is her husband, retired Air Force Technical Sergeant Wayne Shepard, currently an ROTC instructor in Orange County. Congratulations, Dr. Shepard.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Griffin. I'd like to introduce Mr. Kyle Hughes, our Director of Student Assignment and Program Access. Mr. Hughes has been with Seminole County Public Schools just shy of 14 total years. He previously served as a paraprofessional, so he started working as a paraprofessional. That's a big success story. Then a teacher, assistant principal, and coordinator. He's excited about the opportunity to oversee ongoing efforts to provide students with access to the programs and educational opportunities that align with their passions and their goals. Mr. Hughes' wife, Jennifer, is also one of our teachers. He has 2 little ones, Landon, who's 2, and Grayson, who's 9 months, and so mom's home with the babies, right? But please wish her congratulations too, Kyle. That was just wonderful, so congratulations. I'd now like to introduce Miss Kelly Thompson. Kelly is our Director of Research and Accountability. Kelly received her bachelor's in secondary language arts and educational leadership from UCF. She started her career in Hillsborough and joined Seminole County Public Schools in 1995. Kelly has taught English at Lyman High School, Indian Trails Middle School, and Winter Springs High School, where she was chosen Teacher of the Year. Kelly has also served as Dean at Winter Springs High School and Assistant Principal at Haggerty High School before becoming the Coordinator of Assessment and Accountability, and we're so proud of the work she's done. Family members, please stand up. Stand up. We have educators that have served Seminole County for many years in Kelly's family. Family members in attendance are her husband, Greg, her children, Kyle and Kaylee, brother Ryan, and her parents, former Mayor John Bush, and one of our teachers and administrators, Kay Bush. So thank you for a wonderful, wonderful daughter. All right, assessment and accountability team, stand up because you're so proud of your leader.
Good evening. I have some great news to share about a longtime partner of the school district. We want to acknowledge Duke Energy Foundation for the $43,000 grant award to benefit our school district this past year. And since 2005, Duke Energy has supported STEM education to the tune of $480,000. And what impact has that made in our schools? Well, it has supported 41 STEM projects. It's reached 5,330 students, from robotics for students at Bentley Elementary to solar energy projects at Millwee Middle, and then engineering and design projects at Lyman High School. And what's more, their award was matched dollar for dollar by the Florida State Education Matching Grant Program. And so our partnership extends far beyond that $43,000 grant. They support us in so many ways, including Arts Alive. They have volunteers, Duke in Action, who just did a project at Millwee Middle. And then several employees also leveraged their corporate match for their annual giving donation to the foundation. And so I'm happy to report that tonight they actually went over the $500,000 mark in their total support to us, because they have an additional check. They have an additional check for the 2017-18 school year for an additional $40,000. So thank you very much, Duke Energy. We love that you have elevated the STEM field for today's students, who hopefully will be many of tomorrow's STEM field professionals. Thank you again.
Board members, it's my distinct honor this evening to recognize a former student who is my right-hand weatherman. Anytime we have bad weather out there with the possibility of closing school or making those decisions, there's one person I count on all the time, and I just checked, I have texts with him past midnight on those difficult evenings. So first of all, I'm so proud. I've watched this young man grow up to be a professional weatherman, doing so much for our community. Eric Burris, please come up.
Point at me when you're ready. Point at me when you want me to start talking. Good evening, school board members and Dr. Griffin. I'm excited to be here.
I'm going to stop you for just 1 minute. Can everyone hear the people that are speaking at the microphone? Okay,
I'll try. Closer.
I think, is there a way to increase the volume? Oh, see, you're a step ahead of me. All right. You have so many great things to say. I want everyone to be able to hear you.
Well, thank you. I'll try. I'll get right up to the mic like this. Okay. Good evening, school board members, Dr. Griffin. I'm excited to be here tonight to update you on a new program that's going to be available this school year for Seminole County high school students, and that program is Sci-Hi, or at least the first component of Sci-Hi. As you know, Sci-Hi is being funded by a $1 million grant award from XQ, the Super School Project, the first $200,000 of which are released to us for this academic school year. It's a new high school concept where the primary curriculum is authentic, real-world problem solving and community engagement with local businesses and organizations. There's a focus on student social and emotional learning as well, trying to develop executive functioning and self-regulation skills in our students, which are so important for taking part in the 21st century workforce. Phase 1 of the program, an elective course, is going to launch this school year, starting in just a couple weeks, which is really exciting. And I want to introduce you first to the sites where this elective course is going to be, and then some of the program components. So the elective course is going to launch at Lake Mary High School, at Seminole High School, and at Lyman High School as a one-credit elective. And we've selected 3 absolutely fabulous teachers to be part of this program and really engage students in this curriculum. Brittany Blanca at Lake Mary High School, Melanie Craven at Seminole, and Brian Fergione at Lyman, who was our Teacher of the Year for Seminole County just a couple years ago. As part of redesigning the learning experience for the students, we're also going to be redesigning the classroom. And this is an example of a prototype or a mock-up of what Lyman's going to look like. You can see that we're really trying to design a classroom kind of in the mold of our STEM classrooms in this 21st century learning space that we're moving towards in Seminole County, where there's no front of the classroom. There's no teacher-driven instruction in this room. It's really student-focused, project-based work with the teacher as a collaborator and a facilitator. So we're excited to have students in here learning in new and innovative ways. And some of the innovative ways that they're going to be learning include this idea of passion, play, and purpose. So helping students engage with real-world businesses, real-world organizations, and find their own purpose, find their own passion, and do projects that matter to them and that make a difference in the real world. As part of this elective, students are going to be doing that by utilizing the design thinking process, and we're really going to take students through a series of experiences that build their skill set in solving authentic problems to where by the time they're tackling, a real serious challenge with an authentic audience in the real world, they have the skill set and are prepared to do it. The students are going to participate in a culminating presentation and implementation of their idea. We don't believe that it's authentic unless they're implementing it with a business or community partner. And all of this is going to align to our ePathway skills for future-ready graduates. So those are going to be some of our core competencies within this class. The next steps beyond this are we're going to work on development of a full-time transdisciplinary program that includes all of the core content standards. We're working on a program evaluation component for this course to make sure that we're getting really terrific learning outcomes with our students. And we're going to continue work with the XQ community of learners who are the other XQ grant awardees around the country and really collaborating as an innovative school district with them and improving our practice through this program. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Just a comment, I'm looking forward to visiting the classrooms. I noticed in the one prototype for Lyman, I didn't see any closets.
We have, we converted the closet to another meeting space for students because we thought that would be really exceptional, especially when we have, outside partners kind of facilitating small group learning experiences. But we are going to move in bookcases and some storage solutions for the teachers as well.
Thank you for your leadership. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and I love the fact that it's child-centered and the teacher is a facilitator, and it's just wonderful. You can take the seats on the bottom, and then they can be storage, maybe.
Absolutely.
Little seats.
Thank you all so much for your support of this initiative and of our learners. We look forward to having you in the classrooms.
Continue to let us know what we can do to help support you. I think the fact that this was a student-driven initiative and that this idea was born out of asking students, what can we do to make high school relevant for you? And that is what I think makes this so cool, is that this isn't a bunch of adults sitting around saying, oh, what do we think the kids might like? This was students actually saying what they wanted. So I commend you for herding those cats, because it was quite a project, I know. But we appreciate it so much. And I think it's going to be exciting for us to be able to see it come together and be a part of it. So don't hesitate to tell us how we can continue to help.
Well, thank you so much. I will.
Great, thanks.
Board members, this morning, I was going through my email bright and early, and there's a 30-page draft from Derek there. Remember, we're one of the districts, if we opt to move towards competency-based education. So we're looking at Sci-High and competency-based, but he knocked off a 30-page draft to get his point across. So this is hard worker, so dedicated to this, so passionate. You know.
So smart. Right. All right. Board members, no one pulled anything for discussion or separate consideration, so can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously. All right. Do I have a motion for student discipline hearing dispositions?
None tonight.
Oh, okay, fantastic. I still don't have any forms for public comment this evening. I don't know if anyone has any public comment that they'd like to share, but now is the opportunity. Thank you all so much. New business to come before the board?
There's no unfinished or new business, and my superintendent report are just read-only items.
I did have a couple of questions on the health department item. And Mrs. Beeman, thank you for working with Dr. Walsh to get those questions answered from the health department. I think that's going to be an ongoing program that they're going to be continuing to look at and to keep us updated on. So that's good news. All right. Board member committee comments. Mrs. Almond.
Okay, I recently attended the Seminole County Alliance. We meet quarterly. The different agencies, such as the Department of Juvenile Justice and Sheriff's Department, spout out numbers of cases and things. This past quarter, they had 1,422 child investigations, 2,886 year to date. They had 57 removals of children from their family, and they really have an emphasis on trying to place them with another family member, or in a safe environment. And I guess I left the room for a moment because I'm the new chair for that committee. So, but that's okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Summer graduation was awesome. It's great to see so many additional children have an opportunity for a more successful future. Casbury Chamber had the Seminole State College Raiders athletic program featured. That was very interesting. They've got a lot of good things going on there. Children's Cabinet had Youth Move, which is a arm of community-based care of Central Florida, and they talked about DCF and pool safety and drowning, and how drowning is one of the child fatalities that is preventable. And they said that so much of that is due to a lack of supervision. So there's a big emphasis on getting that information out into the community. As always, you can call 211, sponsored by the United Way, 24 hours a day, for Health and Human Services information and support. And that is my report.
Sanchez.
Okay, so I have no committee reports this month. And we all went to the Vito Chamber legislative meeting and had a wonderful time listening to the legislators share with us about their session. And I had a chance to go to my Seminole Cultural Arts Council, and we have a couple events coming up. One is actually coming up August 20th, and that's a Divas and Dudes. It's a tribute show with the Steinway Society, and that will be at the Orlando Museum of Art. And that's going to be at 5:30 and a concert at 6:30. And then we have a socials with the Seminole Arts, with the Seminole Cultural Arts Council on Thursday, August 31st. So that's coming around the corner at the Longwood Historic Society Civic Center. And that will be at 5:30 to 7. And then, of course, in September, they're going to have their first annual bowling event. So, and I think that's it. That's all I have. Your turn.
As far as committee updates, I represent this board on the insurance committee, and this was the first meeting for our new year. So we all had training, and thank you very much for Sarita Beeman, gave us an intro to the Sunshine Law for all the new members, and I thought that was very valuable, as well as updates with terminology within insurance, and so we're all on the same page so we can hit the ground running this year. Many of us attended the ABC event with all the legislators in attendance, and I thought that's very powerful for the school board to show that we're a part of the community rather than apart from the community, and hopefully that'll reap us benefits long to come. I attended the Midway Safe Harbor Community Outreach sponsored by the Sheriff's Department, and thank you, Captain Francis and Mr. Godrow, for being in attendance as well. There were hundreds of children and parents together having hot dogs and bounce house fun, and it's just one way to show that we're part, again, of the community and want to support them any way we can. We also had our Great Start program there and our pre-K tables there, so we were able to share that information with a lot of the new families to the area. And I also represent this board on the zoo, and as you know, we're working on an updated MOU with them, but most importantly, we've come to an agreement that the zoo will actually be supporting not only just our elementary schools with different field trips, but every single one of our middle schools have taken advantage of partnerships with the zoo for next year because we're expanding our STEM classes so much. They chose to update their curriculum to be able to support our Florida state standards in both zoology and botany. So that will be helpful for us. And if anybody's available tomorrow morning at 8:30, the zoo will be having their grand opening of their new bear exhibit. So I invite you all to come to that. And on Saturday, we recognized our new head of the Kids Zone portion of our school district, but they had a back-to-school fair, and it was well attended. There were hundreds of families there, and the good news were we had almost 100 families sign up for the after-school care at that time, so we'll be able to plan for that. And that's it, Madam Chair, for my update.
I am excited to serve on the, where is Davia? Okay, well, I was going to talk about the foundation, but since she left. So, of course, the Foundation for Seminole County Public Schools is our direct support organization, and that board does a tremendous job of helping to raise funds for all sorts of things going on in our district, and lots of conversations going on about the different events and programs that they support all of the time that staff spends, both foundation staff, community involvement staff, and I know that Dr. Griffin is going to be working along with Davia and her team to look at how we can better support them and focus some of those the time and effort that goes into those into something that reaps even better returns for our students. We have an upcoming finance committee meeting. I'm serving on the finance committee for the foundation this year. We'll have some reports to bring back to you after that. And also want to thank very much Jillian Hasner, who's the director of Take Stock in Children for the state of Florida. She visited our district last week and with Jennifer Cardenas, who's the head of our Take Stock in Children program, and just I think had a lot of great things to say about the opportunities that we have here in Seminole County to continue to reach even more students that can benefit from that program. So I'll be excited to bring back to you some information about that as well as those conversations wrap up. It's been a really busy summer. Dr. Griffin and I were just saying, you know, people are so funny. They see us out in public and they go, "Oh, don't you like having the summers off?" And we just kind of laugh because I think they think just because yeah, right? No. So thank you again to all of our staff that does work year-round to make sure that when school opens on August 10th, that we are a well-oiled machine. So we appreciate you all very much. And if there is nothing else to come before the board, we'll call the meeting adjourned. Oh, 4 more years. 4 more years.